Basically, I went out, did the lease purchase one night. I'm like, see how it was when the freedom. I love the freedom and whatnot. From being a company side, forced dispatch versus, you can turn down loads and all that stuff from lease side. So I got my experience out there, and I'm like, I ran for like 3 months one night. Paychecks was settlements were like -$800, -$900.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm like.
So you're making minus money.
Yes,
What's the reason? Is it because you're not? Because some people be like, oh, he just don't drive hard enough. What was the reason?
No, I drove hard enough. I averaged solo by myself. I averaged 3,500 miles a week.
But overall, it sounds like for KLM, if you want training there, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Okay. After that though,
lease purchase, I'm like
thumbs down.
I say at least stay on the company.
Don't be too nice. It sounds like get the hell away from that.
Yeah.
What's going on with the truckers? We're out here today at the 595 in the Mecca Chrome shop. We're here with my man. He's a mother trucker himself. He's vlogging his journey.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna be that guy that shouts out you and your channel and what you're trying to do at the end. Let's do it in the beginning. So let people know.
All right, it's JJ. Yo Man Trucking on YouTube. Yo Man Trucking LLC. Just here with Alex and whatnot. And, just let them know my journey and the process that I went through becoming a trucker.
That's cool, man. So. And don't be shy, man. You can speak loud. You can yell at me. Yell at me. Don't worry about that. Let's talk about this. First off, disclaimer. We're not saying that you can't make it with the lease. Actually, you know what? In my next interview, I actually want to interview someone that has made it successful with the lease. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people hate and go, Alex, all you do is showing people not to lease and this and that. Yeah. And you know what? There's probably people successful on both sides. It's harder. But I want to get to both sides of it because sometimes there are some people successful, JJ, and they hit me up. Alex, I'm leasing, I'm making money. Why are you hurting me like this, right? Yeah. But let's share your story. Before trucking a year and a half ago, what were you doing?
I was basically working warehouse job, jumping from job to job. Basically, I was still at home, laying on my sister's couch or whatnot. Some people call it being a bum, but I was trying to transition my way into trucking when I've been wanting to do truck driving for the past 5 years. Never had really just got around to it. Had take care of minor stuff at the house like tickets and all that stuff, and been around the wrong people basically trying to get out here and learn this.
I heard that, man. Yeah. And what kind of money were you making when you were working 9 to 5?
9 to 5, I was making. I wasn't legitimately on payroll when I was.
So you were getting cash?
Yeah, I was like through staffing agencies or whatnot, like day labor places and all that stuff. Like you work for the day. At the end of the day, you turn in your pay scale. They pay you out cash, pay you out right.
Right. What did those checks look like?
Basically, I bust my ass to make $300, $400 a week.
$400 a week, working hard.
Working hard.
Yeah.
Working anywhere from 40 to 50 hours a week, sometimes even 60 hours.
And 60 hours making $300 to $400 a week. So we're here to tell you. I'm not saying that truck is right for everyone, but if you're out here, you're struggling, you got a family to feed.
Oh yeah.
This might be an avenue, right? Let's move forward a little bit. What trucking company did you choose?
I chose KLLM to go to. I already came to them. I already had my CDO when I came there. I went through Vision CDO school, got my CDO through them, then went to KLLM to basically get my experience and basically learn the ropes and all that. The course 3 weeks long. They do you good or whatnot. They give you housing. They give you 3 meals a day. I mean, on the weekends you might have to survive on your own.
Yeah.
But I completed my course, went out with a trainer for 6 weeks. Thing about it, my trainer went out with him 3 weeks when his dad caught COVID, and I had to sit at the house for another 3 weeks. Why he get quarantined and get tested to make sure he didn't have it.
And they had to quarantine you too, right?
Yeah, I'm like, so from there I moved on, and I had a bump in the road where physical fitness plays a big part in the truck and whatnot.
Let's talk about it.
And basically, I hit a bump in the road and whatnot. I went to go do my DOT physical to get my medical card updated. So what happened was, I went to the DOT. I took, they took a urine sample and they're like, hey, we see sugar in your urine. So they
diabetes.
They're like, hey, you're diabetic. I didn't know anything about it. So from that point, I got sent home, got dismissed from the company, had to basically resign for a month, and basically immediately, depression set in, all that stuff. I'm like, no, I didn't came too far. So I'm like, adversity is best. I didn't look down upon myself. I hopped up and I went to the hospital and went to the ER, went to the doctor, got checked up and whatnot, and basically got the medication I needed, got everything that I needed in order to, I exercised while, I was at home for the month that I was at home, 30 days, to get that, the diabetic,
So tell me how that works. Okay, so can you be diabetic and be a truck driver?
Yes, you can.
Okay, has that rule changed, or was that a rumor that you couldn't be diabetic?
No, the rule hasn't changed. It borderlines between, if you're taking insulin, then no,
okay, so if you're taking insulin,
you're a liability to any company. When they'll dismiss you. I'm sorry, but truck driving wouldn't be the thing for you. But
okay,
I was borderline, even though they say, hey, if you lose a little weight, you can get rid of diabetes and whatnot. So I'm transitioning, I'm working. They gave me the medication I needed to to dilute the sugar out of my urine and all that. So I did that. I went back to KLLM, succeeded. They're like, hey, you got to go back on the road or training for 3 weeks just to refresh yourself because you've been off a month. So I went back. Great trainer. My trainer, we're still buddies to this day. I call him for anything. His name is Jeff Ryan.
Shout out, Jeff.
He's a trainer for KLLM, and best experience I ever had. He taught me everything I need to know. I went out on the road myself for about 4 months. When I did, I'm ready to step it up and try to achieve the next level of success. I did lease purchase.
So okay, let's stop right there. Lease purchase. Now is that like something that they kind of throw in front of your face as soon as? Because how long were you a company driver at that point?
I was company driver for at least 6 months.
So 6 months. About 6 months. How did you hear about the program, or did they start knocking on your door and say, you should think about this, JJ?
Well, I've been doing research for, like I said, I want to be a truck driver for the past 5 years. So, the company I looked into was, KLLM or whatever, because it's close by home. And, one of the YouTubers, drivers that I looked up to was Tamara Brock, was a Trucker Diva.
Okay.
So I looked up to her, and when she always posted her, her lease purchase, settlements and all that. I was like, you know what? I believe that, I can go out here and test the waters and see what it's like. When I'm very responsible and all that, So basically, I went out, did the lease purchase one night. I'm like, see how it was when the freedom. I love the freedom and whatnot. From being a company side, forced dispatch versus, you can turn down loads and all that stuff from the lease side. So I got my experience out there, and I ran for like 3 months one night. Paychecks settlements were like -$800, -$900.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm like.
So you're making minus money.
Yes,
What's the reason? Is it because you're not? Because some people be like, oh, he just don't drive hard enough. What was the reason?
No, I drove hard enough. I averaged solo by myself. I averaged 3,500 miles a week. Like the miles are there.
Okay, so what happened?
Basically, taking off one night. Like when you decide to take a little vacation one night, you get behind one night. When they say you cannot take off, you cannot take off. Then you got to honestly think about, your first time being out there, you're getting homesick, you're mentally not prepared to be out there on the road and whatnot, and then, you're out there by yourself, so then it becomes where, it starts, mental health is a big thing for me when I saw and like I said, energy and all that is a very big thing. So basically, how I failed and whatnot at lease purchase and whatnot is basically, I continue to run, but it's like it never caught up. Like you got the insurance, you got the truck note itself, then you got the maintenance that's coming out, and then some of these companies when I did have a bad experience when I dealing with the lease purchase side that I had cracked windshields and cracked fenders on the side of my truck. That comes out as well when they don't elaborate the prices to you, so you don't know what you're paying for. So you can get messed over by any company that doesn't elaborate that to you.
Tell me about this. So how long would you run, and then how long were your vacations? What was that looking like?
How long I run? I stay out anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks at a time. I go home probably about like a week, or the longest I ever took off was probably like 10 days. That's go home, go on vacation, handle business, handle bills,
So wow, so you're going for a month and a half, grinding hard, and then you go home for 5 days, and you come back and you're already in the negative.
Yes.
Because what were those, besides the insurance, what were those weekly payments looking like?
Weekly payments and whatnot, I was paying $650 a week for my truck, minus the insurance, and I'm also what garnished me as well is paying for my own fuel. Like if you don't know how to utilize your fuel and whatnot, it can bankrupt you. It can send you into the negative and whatnot. So
wow.
So running from coast to coast, me doing solo, I'm running from California all the way up to Pennsylvania, Maryland, and all that. I mean, just that whole stretch, I'm topping off my fuel. I'm forgetting that, I'm not company anymore, so I can't utilize the fuel and, top it off like the way I want, so I have to utilize my fuel. That's something that I failed at. So that's something that, I had to learn out here, and as well, I'm teaming now. And I got a buddy of mine, like I'm teaching him the ropes when because we basically went through the same school, same company, KLLM, which is FFE, which is the same.
So you're
system.
still with the company?
No, I'm actually with Barracuda Logistics out of Park Ridge, Illinois.
And you're doing a little bit better now?
Yes, doing excellent now.
So it sounds like now Mother Truckers tell me this: if you're leasing through a mega carrier, maybe you're leasing through someone else, it could be a little different. But if you're leasing through a mega carrier, a big company. You're pretty much, if you don't stay on the road, you will not make a living.
Yes, basically, because you can run locally or whatnot. They have like a division where you can run locally, but it's salary based, and that's kind of
right.
You can work anywhere from 20 hours to 60 hours when you still get paid the same.
So what would be your best recommendation for someone that goes to KLLM? Get in and get out, or I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
basically KLLM is a great starter company. Like I have no ill will, no bad words against the company or anything like that, but I say it's a starter company when so get your experience, get your year or two there, and and transition, move where you want to move when
Would you ever recommend anyone to do a lease purchase from KLLM?
I mean, I recommend it if you basically you want to stay on the road and you don't really have family like that, or your mental health, if you're a strong-willed person and whatnot, I said go for it and whatnot. But understand that you do have their responsibility all falls back on you. So if you're not equipping yourself well and whatnot, you're not going to basically profit what you want out of that. So.
No, I appreciate that. This is a real story right here. We do our Truckers Confession segments.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you're doing well now.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things where, don't be thrown off when I put like, I failed at lease purchase at KLLM.
Oh, yeah.
But it lets people know what to look at, because that's what we want at the end of the day is what for people to look at. And damn, that sucks to run a month and a half and go home for 5 days and come back and
I literally went a month without a paycheck. I can actually show you my settlements and whatnot.
Text me those links of them and we'll put them in. But overall, it sounds like for KLM, if you want training there, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Okay. After that though?
Lease purchase, I'm like
thumbs down.
I say at least stay on the company.
Don't be too nice. It sounds like get the hell away from that.
Yeah. I say stay at least on the company side at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Build your cash up. You want to go to an auction or something, get your truck, do such. But other than that,
you're playing nice. I could tell.
Oh yeah.
I could tell. Training, thumbs up.
Training,
lease
thumbs
for
up.
you personally?
No, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
I prefer to go buy me a truck outright, get my own authority, and run like that.
That's what's up, man. Overall, your channel, send the links. I'll have it down.
Oh yeah,
We'll be good, man. Hey, come on, man.